Hey Karsh. I know you haven't seen my previous video yet, but I just had this on my mind, so I wanted to talk about it. You talk a lot about low self-esteem and things like that. I actually had a different thought about that. Another thought about that. That I find that I mean there are definitely times where I actually have plenty of self-esteem and I feel relatively comfortable around people and um, feel happy to meet them and all that. And I find those times to be when I feel like I am making some serious progress in my life and have assets kind of not so much because then I'll enjoy the kind of feedback that people give me or what they have to say. Of course, certain people, yes, but it's just that I guess certain types of people, and I think it's been kind of silly of me to talk about it in senses of smarter or less smart. I don't think that's what it is. Just you know, certain kind of people that are more appreciative of action and assets and things like that. So if you have some serious assets in your life, then that's what they'll react to. And if you're going around, and you have that, then you just don't mind meeting those people so much. I mean, for example, last year I was in a pretty good place in my life. I had a rehearsal slash recording studio that I was managing and was doing pretty well for a small business. And I had two rock bands. Well, one kind of rock, the other sort of something more interesting, kind of electronic improvisation, whatever. And they were both, doing pretty well locally. People were definitely enjoying them. And I had a girlfriend and so on and so forth. And a job that was paying pretty decently, which I hated, but still. And it's just like when you have those kinds of assets, it's just so. It, it's just kind of like, if you meet somebody, just along the way, then with certain people, you'll just kind of mention, they'll want to find out, what you're about or whatever. You tell them these technical things, and from that point on, you don't really have to worry about them because they're impressed by you, and they're not gonna kind of try to do anything to get, you know, under your skin or anything. They'll just kind of, I mean, from that point on, sometimes you could just, be cool and even a bit distant, and they'll just respect that. Um, so that sounds all good and well, but then the reality is that I don't know. I mean, tell me what you think about this, but I personally, what I really want to do most of all is just sit back with my computer or well, I'd say book, but really not as much, and just get into some topic and just delve into it, for hours and hours and hours, or various topics. I don't know. I mean, just for example, a couple weeks ago, it must have been already a month ago, but it's just a nice one. Before I got into this whole MBTI stuff, I had this passionate kind of inquiry about psychopaths and psychopathy, which was really interesting. I happened to think that the girlfriend I had back then might be a psychopath, and also Ahva, the girl that you saw in the last video. Um, she's studying that, academically, and so she got me into the whole thing, and it's really interesting. So I really delved into it, and I could spend after day, just reading about that stuff. And as opposed to, say, for example, a friend of mine, who's my business partner, um, he has this passion for action, for working, for doing, for creating. Well, I do have, a passion for ideas, and coming up with ideas that relate to reality, and whatever, but I just don't care so much for the actual implementation of them. It just doesn't excite me, and him, it does. It excites him to wake up at 8 in the morning, and get to work, and do some, you know do some, whatever, drilling, and whatever. That really turns him on, and I just, what, I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna go here and there and do this and that, and all I really want to do is just, think, and learn, and whatever. So, to relate that to what I was trying to say is that, often I'll fall into these slumps, in which I really give in to that. I mean, I would say, oh, that's, a trap, that, I just want to do that, but that is kind of what I want to do in life. That's, what gives me a flavor for life. So, that it can't be that, I'm gonna go and say, oh, I have to avoid that at all costs. What's the point, right? Um, but the thing is, when I do get into slumps like that, in which I just give into that, then when I'm around other people, it's just kind of like, there are certain people that'll be like, "What do you do?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I've just been researching into psychopaths. It's so interesting, the likelihood of them controlling, giant corporations and their patterns of behavior, and some people find that very interesting. Other people will just be like, so, what do you do in life? Not, don't tell me some stupid, whatever, you know, kind of brainy or artsy bullshit, Well, what do you do? And then, it's kind of a feeling of walking around in a little bit of shame, kind of, because it's just like, nobody here, anybody who actually got to know me would, or most people that actually got to know me would just think that I'm just wasting my time, just a good for nothing kind of. So that's that's kind of, where self-esteem can drop, um, you know, and a man's just gotta find the good middle. That's all I can say, and not that I'm saying that I have. It is a struggle, and I have a friend just this morning I was talking with, who, he's learning at the Academy of Music, and he talks about, he was just talking about how, it's really good that there's this falafel stand near the university that sells really big, like, like, whatever, really big sandwiches, so that he can, just buy one, and eat for the rest of the day. And I said, yeah, but yeah, I don't like to have one meal a day. So he says, no, no, you don't have to eat the whole thing. You eat half of it, and then you eat the other half later. And I tell him, yeah, but shawarma, that, whatever, it's the kind of food that you keep in your bag, you know, and you eat later, it's all gross and soggy, and it's not nice. And he says, yeah, but when you're in the pressure of school, who cares about how good the food is? And I'm just like, just living in that state of just like pressure, and just like, just I'm gonna gobble down something disgusting, just because I'm on the way to the next class. Not that I never, am that kind of pressure, but it's just a way of life like that, just seems wrong to me, and it's something I don't know, how I will ever learn how to deal with that. It's it's a question. So all that is very relevant right now because I'm actually completely indulging myself at this very moment just by sending you this video because I have to run out. I hope you get to see the videos. Let me know if not. Of course, that's kind of stupid to say because if you don't see it, you don't get this. But you don't get this message. But anyway, uh, I'll make sure you get to see the videos. And yeah, have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you.